It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett, and an early touch and an excellent...
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Sport Orbit on the special editions on Easter Monday. Happy Easters, viewers across the world. While the Nigerians are across the world, every Christian are celebrating Easter, the sport world was not on holiday. The sport world was on hot. And I will not be alone. I will be joined with my colleague, the man who talks sport, drinks sport, and eats sport, Mr. Olawale Ayeni, will be joining us live from UK, United Kingdom. Wale, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Salifu. Thanks for having me.
Happy Easter.
Same to you. How is everybody?
So everybody is cool. And how is Easter celebration over there?
Yeah, it's been lovely. People are, actually celebrating the Easter with their families and friends. Also, you can see people, going to, to the park, to the recreational center, just for them to, relax and have a good time with their family.
But the beauty of it is why people are relaxing, but the sporting world is not relaxing. The sporting world is as hot as always.
Of course.
Well, today's event is loaded with a whole load of package. Plateau United, the Nigerian Premier League, is top and hot. Plateau United maintain their title push, keeps seeing the River United from behind by beating MFF 1-0, and that victory has reduced the gap between the Plateau United and the MFF of Plateau United and River United to just 1 point. Plateau United beat 2-0 in contention for the second position of Nigeria Premier League. Mohamed Sadiq will not that pass beyond the goalkeeper, and then at the same time, Lobi Stars of Makudi suffer a 3-0 defeat to 3AS of Ibadan. Kano Pillars and Katsina United play a goalless draw, while Rangers of Enugu and Sunshine Stars of Akure will also play a goalless draw. Abia Warriors and Niger Tornadoes of Mina play a 1-1 draw. Wiki Tourists and Kwara United settle for 1-1 draw. Dakar FC beat Heartland 1-0, while Nasarawa United and Remo Stars play 1-1 draw. Mr. Olawale Ayeni, I don't know if you are following the Nigerian Premier League. The title push and the title chase between River United and Plateau United is as hot as always. When Plateau United dropped a point recently, with the River United going 4 points ahead, people were hoping that River United is almost trying to widen the gap. But unfortunately for them, Plateau United yesterday beat MFF 2-1, and that have also narrowed that point to 1 gap. So I don't know if you are flowing while you are still in the United Kingdom following the Nigerian Premier League. What is your impression between these title shifts between River United and Plateau United so far?
Of course, we know the fight between those two clubs has been, ongoing at this point in time in the NPFL season. Last season Plateau United didn't actually do well. Same thing as Rivers United, even despite the fact that they actually qualify to the Continental Games, but they didn't actually they were not actually impressive for me. But I think Stanley Eguma is actually making a huge turnaround for Rivers United at this point in time. Also, Plateau United with the coming of Fidelis Ilechukwu, who is well experienced in the NPFL. I feel he has a point to prove. He's actually is in good time with his player. We can see him, when the player gets to score goals, he goes along with them to celebrate and all that. So I think he's a new dawn for Plateau United and for Rivers United at the same time. But the league is still ongoing at this point in time. There are so many matches, to play. So there is a whole lot of points to actually fight for at this point in time. We can actually no team can actually call it that they are going to win, the NPFL at this point in time. Other teams like Ayimba, they'll be actually be coming up, putting up a good fight. So at this point in time, every team will just ensure that they get to fight for all the points they can actually get at this point in time. So I feel Plateau United can sustain, if they can actually sustain the tempo that they are on at this point in time, and also Rivers United, we might just see a new champion in the NPFL this season.
Yeah, that's the key word. As it's like just like you say, they can be able to sustain the tempo because Rangers of Enugu, Remo Stars of Ogun State, Akwara United, Chonsan and defending champions, the Akwara United, not forgetting Lobi United, and Enyimba, who is almost a perennial champion, is ninth on the log, and all those nine clubs are also chasing the club from the second part. Just 23 match played so far. The club is left with another thing. They are all left with 15 matches to go. And with these 15 matches, also depend on Plateau United and at the same time River United, if they can maintain momentum. If not, the other club, any Rangers are chasing them from the behind. So let's see how it's going to go. But one thing is that let's talking about those are also battling to maintain their status on the league. If you remember the Lobi Stars of Makurdi, Lobi Stars of Makurdi have not been too successful this season, this season, and that led to the firing of the entire coaching club of the team, and including the management of the club. They brought back Dominic Ayofa as a vice chairman of the club. Dominic Ayofa has been a perennial chairman of the club. At the same time, a veteran for that man, a popular name in the Nigerian football. They brought and then Dominic Ayofa coming back as a vice chairman, recruited Baba Ganero as the coach of the team. Their first man they win there, and now yesterday they suffer a heavy defeat to 3S of Ibadan. What does that mean? And then is it surviving the fight to survive? Is it on course?
Of course, I know that about it. You can't take it away from 3FC of Ibadan, despite the fact that they are actually, they came from the NLL, last season. But you can't actually looking at their club history, they have a huge, a rich history when it comes to the NPFL. And for Lobi Stars, getting to lose that particular match, you can actually lose all matches. There are some matches you will definitely lose, and there are some matches you will definitely get to win. But at this point in time, after 23 games, Lobi Stars are in 23 points. We know that this is not the Lobi Stars that we get to see in the NPFL season. I've been looking at the team, looking at the couple of players that they have in their arsenal, but I still feel Lobi Stars can still, remain in the NPFL at the end of this season. We know they have just won 6 matches out of 23. They have drawn 5 games and they have lost 12, matches. It shows that the current technical crew need to actually do a lot for them to, ensure that they remain in the NPFL at the end of the season. Because if they don't get to remain in the NPFL, it's not going to be, very, very good for a club like Lobi Stars, who know that they have actually produced great players when it comes to the NPFL. So let's just keep, looking at the team. Hopefully they get to pick, points in their next game, and I hope that they will actually keep the momentum going. No doubt about it. It's going to be a very, very, tough for Lobi Stars, but hopefully we should see them, going to play well in their next game.
But what is that since Dominic Ayofa and Baba Ganero, Dominic Ayofa came back as his vice chairman and with the appointment of Baba Ganero, they have played 4 matches. They win 1, draw 1, and lose 2 of these matches. And that may have raised the question that maybe the entire technical crew that were sacked were not actually the problem. Maybe there's some other problem apart from the technical crew.
Of course, no doubt about it. The last technical crew had their issues, and also players also have their issues. You get into sack some, technical, the part of the team. It should actually not go well for the players. Also, this is when the high time that the club management need to sit down with the players and all the technical crews and see how they can able to talk and turn things around. No doubt about it, they'll be playing Aqua United in their next game, and it's going to be very, very difficult for them because they're actually playing the current NPFL champions. So they need to sit down and iron out their differences and ensure that they get back to winning ways, because going like this, you don't get to win matches at home, and you don't get to pick vital draws away. It shows that relegation, you are bound to relegate from the NPFL. So, and Lobi Stars will not want to go to the NLL, to the lower league. So I feel they need to actually iron out their differences to chart a new course for both the technical crew and also the players, to ensure that they get back to winning ways.
More importantly, that the governor Samuel Otom is not willing to allow the club go on the relegation, because the governor has said repeatedly that he cannot afford to allow Lobi Stars to go on the second division, most better than the club that won a Premier League title in theory just two seasons ago to go back to relegation. Let's still stay in the Nigeria Professional League. I don't know if you watch the match between Kano Pillars and Katsina United. The era of hooliganism is fully back in the Nigerian Football Federation after just less than a month where we want to witness at the Moshood Abiola Stadium when the Super Eagles versus the Black Stars of Ghana, when they finally invaded the pitch with the annoyance of the Super Eagles couldn't play a ticket. The same scenario played out in Kano's and Abacha Stadium. On Saturday, remember, Kano Pillars were banished to Katsina United, banished to Katsina to play their away home match. After starting that match, and they returned back to Kano Stadium, Chanabacha Stadium at the weekend. And the first match at the Chanabacha Stadium at the weekend was against Katsina United. But unfortunately, the Kano fans invaded the pitch, and from the video we see, it's very disgusting, very unpalatable video to watch when the fans invaded the pitch and tried to shoot at any, to hit at anybody they saw on the side. And at the end of the day, we they end up damaging the Katsina United boss. But the league management committees have come out with a heavy fine, with sanctions, fine, slam for a 9 million fine on the Kano Pillars, and also banish the club to play their home matches at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. Do you think this fine is enough measure to serve as a deterrent and for other clubs, and at the same time is enough to serve Kano Pillars to go know that they can be able to control their fans in subsequent matches?
Of course, I feel that the LMC need to actually do more if they want to really end football hooliganism in NPFL, match day. It's just so sad that in the 21st century, their fans will actually go on rampage and get to destroy, the boss of Katsina United. I actually saw the picture and the video of the mayhem that the fans actually did to Katsina United, and it's just so sad that at this point in time we still have fans who get to destroy club away team properties at match day venue. It's just so sad. The LMC, I think the LMC should actually impose heavy sanction on Kano Pillars, but the LMC and Kano Pillars at this point in time, for me, it's a shame for them to just place just 9 million 9 million fans and 9 million naira, and also 6 points, because they're like 3 points is being taken away from Kano Pillars in that particular match. I feel at this point in time they should reduct at least 20 points from Kano Pillars. This will actually serve at a deterrent to other clubs, and for them to ensure that they keep their fans with optimal respect to away teams anytime they get to play matches in their home ground, to ensure that this will not actually get to repeat itself. If Kano Pillars should actually go on relegation for this particular act, for me, it's not a bad idea. If the LMC want to really ensure that we don't get to see these on our match day venue, so that our clubs will actually stand on their feet and ensure that they prevent any form of violence at match day venue. I think this is a high time we get to do that in the Nigerian league. We don't get to see that in any of the leagues, even in Africa. But it's just so shameful that we still get to see this particular fans going on rampage on the away team in the Nigerian Professional Football League. If for me, I feel 20 points should have been reducted from Kano Pillars. If that will actually lead them to go to relegation, fine and good, they should actually go to relegation. all these, destruction during match day must actually, stop. And also, LMC must mandate that teams should actually, get to do, a regular, workshop for their fans how they should actually conduct themselves at match day venues, and also the LMC should actually, ensure that the teams get to the FAs also get to provide, enough security for both away teams and also for the home teams at match day venue, to ensure that during match, our stadiums are very, very secure before any match can actually, go on during match day.
Okay, for the benefit of the viewers, Kano Pillars, if you watch Kano Pillars this season, they have not been too fantastic in their matches. Kano Pillars is currently occupying the 13th position on the log with 27 points. And if the league management committee carry out their threat of deducting 6 points from the team, that means Kano Pillars will now have only 21 points from the 23 matches played so far. And with the 21 points, that will now bring them to the level, to a bottom position, level on the same point with Heartland, who currently occupy bottom positions. And that may be, just like Awala was suggesting, that they draw the 20 points, to me, that would be too harsh. But the 6 points, if Kano league management was able to carry out their threat and they don't have 6 points, that means Kano has to fight strong to survive relegation this season. And I think that should also be enough to serve as the deterrent. No one will be surprised. And if Kano go on relegation because of the art of their fan, that will definitely serve as a deterrent, and also serve as the control of the club and ensure that the club control their fans. Because to have a mass hooliganism, having an unsecure environment to play football will not be good for the level of our football. And particularly, football is a business, and nobody will be willing to invest his money when there's no secure environment. Well, of course, we'll be going on for a short break, and when we come back, we'll bring it. There's a whole lot of other packages that we'll bring to you.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Welcome back from that short break. Flying Eagle coach Ladan Bosso has invited 40 players into camp ahead of next month WAFU B Under-20 tournament. The players, they invited 4 goalkeepers, 12 defenders, 17 midfielders, and 17 attackers. The invited players have been advised to arrive at the Blue Spring Hotel opposite Ministry of Justice, Metama, Abuja on Monday, starting today. And the 7-time African champion, Fly Eagles, will play in Group B of the WAFU Championships alongside Ghana, Burkina Faso, with the tournament scheduled for 17th to 20th of May next month in Niamey. Both Niger Republic and Cote d'Ivoire and Togo, Benin Republic will compete in Group A. Olawala, if you remember, Ladan Bosso has been a coach who has stayed for a very long time. He was a former Flying Eagle coach. At the he led Flying Eagle in 2018 to World Africa Championship. 2 years ago, he was returned to that same position. He couldn't qualify the team for the African Championship. And now again, the NFF, in their own thinking and in their own decisions, based on their own merit, still considering that he's still good for the job, they stayed him on the job now to take out the team for the WAFU tournament, which will serve as a qualifier for the African Championship and automatically for the FIFA World Championship. So he has invited 40 players into the camp, and he has a match just next month, less than a month to the qualifier, and he has invited 40 players into the camp, 4 goalkeepers, 12 defenders, 17 midfielders, and 17 attackers. How do you see of these 40 player invitations? Is that in the right direction?
Of course, there is a right direction for you to invite, 40, players to camp. I don't know doubt about it. Best of those players will actually be selected for the competition. But it's just so sad that NFF will actually fire coaches and also get to employ them at the same time. I wonder what they're actually doing at this point in time. You actually know he was actually the coach of under 20 before, and he was sacked and he also appointed. Same thing as Salisu Yusuf. I don't know the kind of relationship NFF and Salisu Yusuf have, but at this point in time, no doubt about it. We saw we actually saw what they can actually do in the bench of the under 20. That's talking about Ladan Bosso. I don't really know why they're actually coming up with him, because for me, I feel we have other coaches who can actually replace him. And take the team to a greater height. But no doubt about it, let's actually give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what it will actually bring out this time around. Hopefully, because we know when it comes to the age grade team, we are very, very good, over the years. But for the past 8 years, we have not been doing, fantastic work the way we used to, do in the previous years. But at this point in time, not you get into, invite 40 players. Are these 40 players, are they, quality players? Can we actually bank on them, rely on them that they can actually, get to go to the WAFU B, get the needed, victory? Because I believe when you qualify from this part of the, this competition, that is when you go for the, Nations Cup. So if you can actually qualify for this competition, it will be very, very, disastrous, for our age grade team. But hopefully, we should see him getting to pick the best player out of this 40. This is not the time for agents. Should be actually hovering around the team camp at this moment in time. The agents need to actually stay away. Let the technical crew do their work and ensure that only the best player has been selected. Because if you don't get to select the best players, you get to select players who agents because agents will come and talk to some agents do come and talk to the technical officials and them to pick their players. But I feel at this point in time, age grade team should be based on merit and not what agents will come and actually get to tell coaches for them to ensure that their players have been selected. So I feel Ladan Bosso and his team, because he has actually, for me, he has good team around him. That's talking about the assistant coaches. Fatamu also, former under 17, former under 17 coach is with him as one of his assistants, and also he has a whole lot of good assistants. They should actually pick the right players so that they should actually go and do the nation proud when they're playing the WAFU B competition. Salifu.
Well, Ladan Bosso, I hope you heard it very correctly from Olawale Yemi. Let the best player be selected, not gameplay. Agents should stay away from the club and allow the coach to do the needed job. Pick the best of the players out of the 40 players have invited. You have less than a month. You have even less than 20. You have less than 2 weeks to select the best 11 and probably best 11 first, best 18 players, and then best 11 that will ensure that Nigeria qualify for the African Championship. You can't afford for a second straight not to qualify for African Championship. More importantly, that we have dominated this particular championship for a very long time. Let's go on away from Nigerians. Chelsea, the Blue, that's the popular name they call them, were able to equal Arsenal FA Cup record, qualifying for their third consecutive FA Cup final. Just like Arsenal have achieved the same feat 2001, 2003. Chelsea is now repeating the same feat, equaling the record that Arsenal have maintained over the year. But unfortunately for Chelsea, when they qualify for 2020, they get to the final, they lost the final to Arsenal. Then 2001, last year, they get to the final, lost the final to Leicester. And now they're in the final again against almighty, the rampaging Liverpool, who know what to happen at the Anfield. Wale, if you are there, Chelsea has equal Arsenal record. Now in the third final for the third consecutive time, but they have lost the 2 previous ones. Are they going to bring the juice this time? They have Liverpool to contend with.
They have Liverpool to connect with, and it's going to be a difficult one. At this point in time, we saw Liverpool getting to win the Carabao Cup. At this point in time, Liverpool stand a chance to actually win four trophies this season. they are still in contention for the EPL, contention for the Champions League. They have won the Carabao Cup already. FA Cup, Chelsea is standing between them and that title. So I know Jurgen Klopp will want to actually give in everything, but it's going to be difficult for Thomas Tuchel at this point in time, knowing fully well that they are out of the Champions League. So an FA Cup title might just be a consolation for Chelsea fans. I feel it's going to be, of course, I feel it's going to be a mouth-watering encounter. We can actually say the pendulum will actually swing at any point at this point in time. Chelsea can take it, Liverpool can take it. The best team will actually come up on top. The best team who needs the trophy at the end of the day, we get to carry the FA Cup home. We saw Liverpool getting to defeat Man City in the semi-final. Man is calling Prix in that particular one. Chelsea also doing what they know how to do best against Crystal Palace. No doubt about it. It's going to be a clash of. It's going to be a clash that both teams will want to actually get to win. But let's actually keep our finger crossed. It's going to be a titanic one. I hope to be in the stadium, hopefully, when they get to play the final at the Wembley Stadium.
That's a beautiful one. They're talking about the semi-final clash between Liverpool and Man City on Saturday. That was a very titanic clash, and Liverpool completely outclassed Man City, the almighty Man City. How do you describe this Liverpool team at the moment? What, based on their achievement they have achieved? Look at the match they play against Man City, outclassed as if they are playing Man City as if they are playing a minor team from Nigeria.
Of course, Liverpool are the best form of their life at this point in time. They are very, very impressive. Since the arrival of Jurgen Klopp, he has actually turned things around in the Merseyside. At this point in time, they are firing all cylinders. The players and other technical crew, they are actually working hand in hand to ensure that they get to achieve a whole lot. We know that about 6 seasons ago, Liverpool were no way to be found, but a certain Jurgen Klopp came with his own style of playing football, and he has actually turned things around. Despite the fact that he didn't actually have spectacular players, but he actually made those players. Mane was not actually playing top football when he was actually playing for Southampton before he was actually signed by the Jurgen Klopp. Also, same thing as Mohamed Salah, same thing as Van Dijk, and all that rest of the players. He actually brought those players, gave them the right mentality, what they should actually do for them to turn out results, and actually is paying off for Liverpool at this point in time. I feel he's actually enjoying his life at the Merseyside, and the players also are actually giving all their best to ensure that they remain one of the best teams in Europe at this point in time. They have Valencia to play in the Champions League semi-final. I feel to be a walk in the park. Of course, no disrespect to Villarreal, I beg your pardon, but for me, I feel it's going to be a walk in the park for Liverpool when they get to play Villarreal. But hopefully, let's just keep our finger crossed. It's a game of 90 minutes, and football, anything can still happen. So let's hope for the best for Liverpool. Going forward, they still stand a chance to win 4 trophies this season.
Well, they still stand a chance to win 4 trophies this season, but when you come to FA Cup, in as much I'm not a Liverpool, a Chelsea fan, but I'm rooting for Chelsea this time around, at least to win the FA Cup, because I can't afford to still watching them losing the FA Cup for 3 consecutive times, losing to Arsenal, losing to Manchester, and then losing to Liverpool again. I think that will not be welcome, will not be a good development for Chelsea fans. Unfortunately, let's give it and allow them to at least come against almighty Liverpool and probably defeat Liverpool and win the FA Cup. Then in football is business, but one man can't stop any money. Cristiano Ronaldo earned £85 million bonus for a hat-trick against Norwich. This man, at his 36 years of old, keep on earning money and keep on surprising fans of football around that game with his skill, scoring a hat-trick against Norwich, and that has earned him additional £850 million. Olawale Ayeni, it's like me and you make a mistake for not playing football.
Of course, no doubt about it. My sons and daughters will all play football in the future. That I can actually put my money on. But no doubt about it, Cristiano Ronaldo has been in the best form of his life at this point in time, firing all cylinders. I feel Manchester United didn't actually deserve him due to the fact that he is the one that is actually carrying the team at this point in time. The rest players have not been actually be doing well. The defense has been a shadow of themselves. It's not that the defense that we get to see the likes of when Vidic, Ferdinand actually getting to man the defense of Manchester United. I think that is the major problem this season. What a impressive performance from Cristiano Ronaldo getting to bail out his team on Saturday. We saw him scoring that incredible free kick for that actually led that actually gave them that particular win against Norwich. Is a very spectacular player at this point in time at 8:36, firing with all cylinders. I wonder what rest players were actually looking at him getting to do all the magic on the field of play. But no doubt about it, a good work actually deserve a good reward. 850 pounds, 850,000 pounds as match bonus. I think he deserved more coming from that special magic that he actually created on Saturday.
Yes, Ronaldo deserved more, and more importantly, remember that hat-trick against Norwich was his second hat-trick of the season. And Ronaldo, if you look at this, if you describe Ronaldo as Manchester United, you'll not be wrong completely, because he's the one that has carried Manchester United so far this series. That Manchester United were where they are at the moment, courtesy of Ronaldo's goals. And if you look at it entirely, Ronaldo has scored 12 more goals, more than any Manchester United player this season. At 36, he has scored 12 more goals, more than any Manchester United player on the field at this season. And that means that without Ronaldo, Manchester United cannot be anywhere to be. But let's see how it's going to play out against Liverpool on Tuesday. That will be a match to watch. And if you're talking about the interim coach, then has also said that he pity Manchester United defense coming against the rampage Liverpool. And let's see how Ronaldo is going to be, and he's going to be able to reignite his form against Liverpool on Tuesday. Let's watch out. But they have Liverpool to contest with in the Premier League tomorrow on Tuesday, and the coach has come out to say that he fears Liverpool and he pity his defense, and they'll be able to contain the firing powers of the Liverpool.
Of course, no doubt about it. It's going to be a cracker. This is Liverpool, defense, and also Manchester United defense will be put to test. Where you have, great players like Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, and also looking at their young stars that they just talking about. Diaz, very very good player. Don't forgetting about Diego Jota also into the mix for Liverpool. And also, it's going to be difficult. Maguire is not in his top form at this point in time. But despite playing poorly, the coach still find a way to actually put him on the field of play. I feel he should be bent for some matches for him to actually reflect on his performance, and maybe he will actually come out stronger. But he has actually been playing all the matches. But no doubt about it, you can't keep 85 million pounds defenders on the bench at match during match day. So Manchester United must really work on their defense at this point in time when facing a great team like Liverpool. We know that their last meeting, we saw how Liverpool actually took Manchester United to the cleaners. But let's see what the magic of Ronaldo will bring to the table, where they get to face a high technical and tactical Liverpool. This is one match that Liverpool really need to win to ensure that they put the pipe in pressure to the league leaders, talking about Manchester City, just 1 point away from from the citizens. So Liverpool will want to actually get to win this match to ensure that they pipe more pressure to Manchester City.
Exactly, you get the point there. Liverpool may be playing United, but their focus will be on Man City. So they'll be worrying of Man City, and definitely will not want to drop any point against Manchester United coming Tuesday. And then Bayern Munich is just Bayern Munich, they are perennial champions of the Bundesliga. They are just one away win from their 10 straight titles. And then that is the most you can take on to this edition of the Sport Orbit. Mr. Olawale Ayeni, thank you for coming on the shows and for making to these shows very memorable. We can't thank you.
Thank you, Salifu, for having me. My regards to the rest of the team in the studio. Happy Easter to them.
Thank you very much. They are all hearing your voice, and they also wishing you best of luck. Well, my name, I mean yours sincerely, Salifu Usman. Until you come on the next edition of the Sport Orbit.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080